Season 1 race at Hungaroring in Hungary. This is the 5th race of the season. We've done some serious racing previous and even an endurance race at Spa, but this is Hungaroring. Last weekend the Formula 1s were here, this weekend we are here. It's a race weekend packed. The qualifying is on. We're coming live to you in a bit of a rush. And at the moment, Philippe Simard is leading it. The qualifying has 5 minutes left, and then it's 1 hour and 15 minutes of hot, very tight racing, hopefully. If you have any questions, please ask on the Twitch stream. Hopefully we can answer it. And hopefully we can manage all the action. And with me is Weg.
Hello, hello. I apologize for our incredible lack of preparation on this one. It's completely on me. I'm still trying to sort things out on the fly.
Racing is going on, so it's 4 minutes and some left. As to be a little bit expected, Philippe Simard entering the pits, and he has a top time of 1:43.0. Behind him is close behind Pete Rowe. What I was watching the free practice, the top 5 were really close. So I'm expecting now they are covered by 3/10. So it is close. Then it's a 3/10 gap, and then there's a bunch of guys within 1/10 until 10th position. So it's close. Basically the first 14 are now under 1 second, and I expect it to be as close to the end. I don't see anybody. Let's see if Mr. Pisani is now in 13th, and let's go see how we are doing. There's a bunch of new people here. Some have been for the whole full season, some have been, they're coming on now. There's 35 people in this split, so this is the top split. ACRL works in a way that you have to pre-qualify, show your pace. The scramble for top split usually is really hard. I checked some of the lap numbers that people were doing. I saw a little under 200 laps, the best. So it isn't an ACRL record, but it's a really decent number. Split 2 is also full, and these are the top dogs in our racing league. Right now 31 have gotten some kind of a lap, so I think some are just having trouble at the moment. Even Chris hasn't done a lap. So Chris Sievert, he's one of the top guys. I think at the moment in standings I think he's missed a few races. Oh, he's way down. So Pete Rowe just put a 42.8, so he took P1. So we're into 42s. As with pre-qualifying, the top time was with Pete Rowe, and I think Philip did also good times in 42s, but these are the 2 best time.
Managed to capture the tail end of a spin there. I apologize about the extraordinarily seemingly random cameras, because that's exactly what it is today. Every button press will bring me to a completely new and unknown place. You're gonna be on that journey with me.
It is a fun journey.
Oof.
Let's see.
We're gonna take a ride on with this Lexus here. A name I haven't seen before, actually, Peter Vallejo. And of course,
yeah,
that journey goes straight into the pits.
Yeah, into pits. Oh, but it sounds nice. There are the normal familiar names. Timur at 7th place. BN Major, who is our championship leader, is at 5th now. But he is out. And he is going for a lap right now.
Hopefully I can locate him. Oh, nope, that's Simone, but we're gonna ride along because it's the only thing I can find.
Oh, it's showing numbers. Yeah. The track map is sometimes it's showing positions, sometimes it's showing car numbers. Nice. It is showing, yeah. It's a workaround.
Certainly.
So yeah, so BN Major is at least on his lap. There's a few others on their lap. Most, I think there's 4 or 5 guys who have the ability to do a lap. There's it's the names. There's so much new guys. I really don't know. We'll just have to go basically the full grid and run it down. Maybe get some airtime to the new guys, as is usual in ACRL.
They will certainly have to hope that the random chooser decides that they get screen time today. As much as I would love to give anybody who wants it. My goodness, it sure is fighting me tooth and nail today. Oh, and we're back in the pits, unfortunate.
Let's see if BN, yep, 2nd place. So BN Major pulled a rabbit out of his hat. 2nd place.
Beautiful timing. Just managed to find him as he came across the line. It's like a cruel joke, it really is, my man. Today is going to be, it's going to be the most painful broadcast I've been in charge of. Certainly will light a fire under my ass to figure out how this stuff works by the next time, because I thought I had a handle on it and everything fell apart as soon as I hit broadcast.
But it's a shit show, so we'll do it like it's a shit show.
Well, the session has ended. I did get to see a little bit of information there, and now I get to see the grid. It's looking like we're gonna have Pete in pole position, BN 2nd, followed by Philip Samard. I do not know Mr. Tartaglia's first name, but I'm gonna put him on the 2nd row there.
Hopefully some of the names will open up in some way.
Now I see my good man Time, position 9. I'm sure he's happy with that one.
Oh dear God, there's some linking guys. Wanna be famous by followers and prime views on. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, he's offering us a dangerous proposition. Fame.
Yeah.
Now, back to the grid. I see Mr. Paisani there in a surprising 14th place. I know he has a lot of pace, but perhaps his John Deere tractor just did not want to go today. Unfortunately, I don't believe I can scroll down that list at all. Oh wait, do I have a mouse? No, it's useless.
Yeah, it's...
Well, if you're below 20th, unfortunately I can't talk about you.
Yay, I got so 20 on. Mr. Lorenzetti, he's been here for a while. Super Yam is 21. Mr. Kuhl is 22. Kimmo Lepponen, my teammate, is 23rd. Maybe some problems. He usually should be a bit higher. Another teammate of mine, Henry Berg, is 24th. Piers Schläger is 25th. T. Kelly is 26th. Mr. Waffle, points for all, is 27th. Mario is 28th. Van Aken is 29th. Carl Hardo is 30. Moerman is 31. Chris is 32nd. He didn't put a time in.
Perhaps he has been challenged to the classic.
Yeah, might be.
He's going for that glory last to first challenge today.
Might be. Richard Fermion also no time. Topfer no time. Cliff no time. So actually, there's. I don't see any times from them, from anyone. But if Chris is 32nd, he didn't put a time in. That's for sure. He's one of the fastest guys in the grid. Then I'll just do what everybody else does, move the camera to Pete.
I certainly have enjoyed my battle with the camera so far.
Yeah, I can't even go to the pits neither. So we are locked in this. But in the meantime, I'll go the season so far. This is the 5th race of the season. Leader is in championship points is BN Major. Petrol is a close second. Then Simon Yates, so he's 3rd. Pasani is 4th. Joel Forsberg 5th. Tristan Cliff is 6th. Will Eatwell Puma is 7th. Calamid is 8th. Then we'll go to Emmanuel. So ACRL is 9th. Simonic is 10th. Supermayo is 11th. Sanderi Peltonen is 12th. Is he on the grid? I'm not seeing him. Matteo Lorenzetti is 14th. Then yours truly, Matteo is 13th. And I'm 14th, but because of certain circumstances, I probably won't be able to race in 2 months. So I'll be dropping back, way back. Then it's Michael Kundetsu.
I don't know what I've done, but I've somehow made it so that I only go one at a time instead of a completely random order.
Ooh.
Things are looking up, my man.
We actually get a car on stream.
Maybe the right one as well.
And this is what I wanted to mention. In ACRL we have got Nations Cup. So United Kingdom is in the lead, a fair lead. So yay Brexit for them. United States is 2nd and Finland has the 3rd most points. So when Finland is mentioned, there's probably going to be 1,000 people in every city market.
And we see them take off for the formation lap. A little bit of parade and tire warming going on there.
Yeah, I'm following Petrol and I'm kinda in the same trap because I can't go to the garage where I can actually see timetables. Huh, that's kinda funny.
Is your timing broadcast thing working?
Nope.
Yeah, mine either. It's okay, we're just gonna do it live and by eye.
Yeah.
I apologize today if we miss any glorious battles. We didn't know you were having it.
So Petrol and BN Major are in the Audis. Simard is on the Bentley. Oddly. It's a big car compared.
I can bring up the timetables like this. It's just very, very unfortunate. There's no better way to do it.
Oh.
But as far as I can tell, there's no way to go up. I have to go down through the list, which means I have to get them all each time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then you get the track map, so you gotta cycle the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
That's good. Nice. Let's see how this works. Yeah.
Well, you know.
So.
Whoever made these tools was certainly a professional.
Yes, but engineers, you can't really say nothing about them. So we're going too wide.
Alright. We have an Audi, Bentley for the first 4. I don't want to say the Audi is a little strong, but it certainly is well represented today.
Yes, it's a Ferrari, but
I heard that the Mercedes was supposed to be especially good today, but I don't see it represented.
I kind of peaked at what Simon did with the Mercedes. It was considerably faster.
Yeah, so I'm very surprised that I suppose at this point people are locked in with their teams and sponsors.
Yeah, when you race one, then you can't change the car, so it's locked. Nobody can change them after they race it. So we're at the start. Pete going for the normal racing line, nobody going inside.
However, it does look like... Oh, Phil looked to be wanting to go for a move there, but he's not going to be able to.
No.
We do see, I believe it's Takamaki and Fosberg there. Let's jump to them. They're going side by side.
Yeah. Oh, it's a two-way. Berlin is behind. He's looking for a gap. And this corner, is it 4th or 5th?
Oh, he runs wide, but they stay side by side.
Side by side, and yeah, Forsberg giving up, because when you go to the chickens, it's gonna be dirty. Let's see how they do it.
Ooh, and a little bit of contact.
Nice. Not too much. Still clean.
Oh no.
I kinda was expecting to, but...
Sorry for the camera jumps, guys. I am trying my hardest. I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm jumping to the helicopter cam, but then I don't know who's who. It is the first 5 are running a bit. Forsberg is
seeing a little bit of a move there, it looked like.
Yeah. I'm gonna go all the way
and that's,
to...
was that Simonek? Sezmanek.
Yeah.
Took an opportunistic move there, gaining a position. They're still pretty much just filtering out, but there is a little bit of battle going on in the midfield as they try to stretch their legs and see what they can get. The helicam sure is well done, I have to give it credit. If only the rest of the broadcasting tools were half as good.
Now
and we are seeing a drive-through penalty down there.
On, it's a close, well, it's a line. There's no gaps. People are beginning to brake test. You can see the braking zones. Oh, somebody spun. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Nobody at the front, right?
Nope, 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 nope. I have no idea who it was.
I have yet to find him.
It was BN. Nope. Nope.
Oh, it very well could have been Mario Hauer, who is currently in 35th place. While we're down here, though, we do see that Chris Severt has moved up to 26th position already, looking to make another move.
Is going on, and Pierre Schleger already has a drive-through penalty.
Let's take an onboard with a Mr. Chris Severt here. We'll take a quick look at the timetables because I pressed the wrong button. You can see that the leaders are stretching their advantage. The 5 of them are quickly putting down some space.
Chris is really made a move on Waffle and made it stick easily. Clean inside. Second last corner, he's got Zopfer, Henry Berg and Super Yam in front of him. Let's see if he can make it. another place in the first sector. Yeah, he's looking. He's definitely looking for it. But Toffoli makes a move on Henry. Henry misses the brake zone and goes wide. It's always to pump your teammates, Henry, a young guy from Golf Racing team. I'm thinking he will be up high up in the rankings in the end of the race if he doesn't wreck the Porsche. He said something that it's a bit dodgy in some corners, tends to fly a bit. Right now Chris is pretty evenly just sitting behind.
There's
a Piquet and somebody else spun. There must have been contact. There was at least two.
Oh, it's so difficult. I want to move through the ranks of cars, but the camera cuts sure are jarring. I apologize for anybody who has epilepsy. You may not want to watch this week.
No, I've got more control of my... So...
It's been calm so far up at the lead. Nobody
it's
really
not
pushing, but...
Spread out field. There is a thing called... There's... two guys, Piquet and Climb spun, both. And who's number 284? Must have, yeah.
It looks like
Schleger got his drive-through done, so he's got, I don't know where he got his penalty, probably start procedure. So I am going to go to see how the Pete is kind of doing his own thing. He has over a second gap for Tartaglia. And Simard is following closely to Tartaglia, so that's a battle. I think Filsen is making a move, so that's, yeah, he's going inside. Oh, and he hits Tartaglia in the behind. Contact, yeah. Let's see how he manages his Tartaglia. Yeah, he's back. He has dropped to, what is it, 8th? Oh. Yeah, 8th. That's a shame.
Absolutely.
So Takamäki, a fellow Finn, chasing Simard. Let's see if I can push Philip Simard a bit. There's a half a second gap then to be in major, but he is coming along. Forsberg has dropped a bit, but he kind of lost the time in the first lap. Looking down the field and the gaps they have, there's not much gaps anywhere. Chris is now 20th.
This is certainly been making moves.
Yeah.
Let's jump back to him and see how he is going to be dispatching Super Yam as he comes up to him.
He was close to the Yam before, so there must have been something. It's a 3.5 second gap now. But I gotta let this Aston Martin sound.
Yeah, he's very neat and tidy in that thing too.
It's a clean, nice car to drive. It's basically mid-engine. And you can save fuel on it. The race is, it's a 1 hour 15-minute race, so saving fuel for some cars is an issue. For instance, I raced the McLaren. Basically, you use the full-on engine map 1, at least I do. And a 75-minute race usually is something that you can't do without refueling a lot. But the Aston Martin, I think, is something that you can actually get away with much less fuel usage.
Is that due to the different fuel maps, or are you just talking about lifting and its...
Lifting is the best way to save, but it is less thirsty. McLaren drinks a lot. There are a few cars that really drink a lot also, but there was some issues in the first race. Aston Martin could drive without refueling. At least that's what I remember. I might be wrong, somebody might wanna comment on the chats, but it's definitely a much economical version, and if you lift off and if you're Chris Sievert, you can basically do a lot with it. But in ACRL, ACC Championship Leagues, you have a mandatory pit stop and you have to change tires. So that kinda evens it out. But the refueling, I'm not sure if it's done while changing the tires or is it added to it.
I'm pretty sure it's during.
So as much as you can fill in with the tire change, you can just go full bins on full map 1, as normally everybody does at this point. It's the endurance races that where you can gain time by doing less pit stops. At ACRL we do 4-hour races, so the next 4-hour endurance race is Path of Blood. I'm really sorry, I'm gonna miss it. I was looking forward to it a lot.
So Simone here has been putting some pressure down on the back of Verlin. I think we're probably going to see a move in a lap, maybe 2 at the most. On the last time they came around to the start-finish straight, he did peek out around the back of him, but he wasn't close enough to make the dive to the inside, but I think he might be this time. However, it's really going to come down to how well he can stay on him through this final turn. This final turn is a little bit tricky, but it looks like he's got a good run. He's probably going to be close enough to put the pressure on and maybe make a move onto the inside.
He's a bit behind on making it to turn 1, but if he can get a better exit, then he can go to turn 2 and then turn 3. Yeah, no.
I thought he would be able to close the distance a little better there, but I guess the McLaren just doesn't have that straight line speed to match. Even in the toe, it was not quite able to catch.
No, it's it goes pretty well in corners. It's a nice kart type of stable car, but
I really enjoy driving it. I'm not a mid-engine or rear-engine kind of guy normally, but I've been driving the McLaren, and I think that it's probably one of my favorites.
It is. That's what I use in the championship. It is fun.
It had been my car of choice. I stepped down from driving the championship because I realized I'd rather broadcast. But seeing these tools, if I can't figure them out, I may go back behind the wheel.
There might be some issues with the tools yet.
Yeah, I have a feeling the issue with the tool, though, is me. Similar to my problems behind the wheel, it's usually not the car's setup, it's my setup.
No, it's always the setup's fault.
No, you must always always tighten the nut behind the wheel first.
Yeah, but it's always good to have the exit excuse. It wasn't me, it's the car wasn't behaving.
Extraordinarily disappointed here with Simone. I was expecting a much more aggressive lap. They're pretty much dead
Both
even in pace.
are having good. The tires are good at this point. Neither guy is doing anything stupid. Well, there's nearly a bump. Yeah, that's it. And they have similar fuel levels, so the car weight is same. The traction is basically the same. The track temperature is pretty high. It's 35 degrees. So basically, if you're really not that much faster the guy in front, making a move is hard at this point. At the first few laps, it's easy to maybe do a little vamos, but at this point, everybody's settled in, they do good lap times, they cover their racing line, they cover the NC and exit pretty well, so making a stupid move now is basically the best way to pass is pressure and then the other guy makes a mistake. It's not that the middle sector, basically there's no passing point there. You have to do it in the first sector. But if he keeps missing apexes like that, he's gonna lose time.
Now, without timing, it's a little tough to tell, but I think that Philip has been gaining small amounts of time on Pete.
There was a gap. It's coming down, but Ollie is right behind Simon, so he's riding it now. There's no point making a move on Philip, because Philip will start to defend and they'll go slower, so I think he's hanging back and just tailing Philip so they can catch Pete roll. Because Bien is dropping a bit back. Bien was close behind Takamäki, but he's dropped at least half a second, so Philip and Takamäki are hauling ass. They want to catch Pete. I don't know how good the Bentley is in the middle sector. Let's see if he can brake a bit better. Yeah, he's catching him. It's going down a few tenths per lap.
And I just noticed that Chris Everett has dispatched yet another victim, getting himself into 17th place now. And it looks like he's already looking at 16th. Michael Lorenzetti not long for that position. Beautiful trail of Aston Martins there, though. He's surrounded, one in front, one behind. Of course, that's not going to slow him down. He's not even going to take the time to appreciate the fellow machines.
No, he's moving. Let's see how he gets past Lorenzetti. I've had a few battles with him. And you have to make a move to stick if you're gonna move it and do it. He really doesn't give much space. Or is he even gonna give way to Chris because he knows? Yeah, he's defending. Defending in the wrong place though. Oh, that was an easy pass. They are cutting the chicken a bit, but not as much in the race. It might be because the tires really don't like it. I was actually expecting a pretty much straight line cutting chicken.
I hadn't actually turned a single lap on the pre-qualifying, but I'm pretty sure that they have been warned about their track limits. And the penalties given in-game compound with penalties given post by the stewards, so I think people are a little more cautious this time.
Yeah, the in-game is pretty severe in the first half of the race, so if you start getting cut penalties, cut warnings, it doesn't give you many, and it will give you a drive-through or stop and go.
Yeah, it is very aggressive with those.
It is, and it's an easy way to ruin the race you've been doing for 75 minutes to get an extra stop and go. At this point, there's nobody on penalties, but I'm guessing that we will be starting to see, because the chicken, it is a good place to gain time, and you miss the turning point, you easily cut the second chicken. And if you do it on every lap, it's not gonna take many laps to get a drive-through.
I feel like where I was just watching Takamaki as well is a place they may be monitoring. Looks like running wide there can gain you a little bit of time.
The white lines in Assetto Corsa are a bit grey at points, at least it seems like it.
Well, you know, the white line discussion doesn't only include white lines. When they're gray, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm seeing the first 10 cars are basically close enough. Then there's another pack of near 10 cars. I think I have 2 in the pits.
Oh, who do you have in the pits so far?
It's Jay Climbs, but he's 6 laps behind, so... But somebody was in the pits also. No, they're not. And we are only 20 minutes plus in the race.
We haven't seen much action, but then again...
Yeah, this is the thing with ACC is you have to go, you can't go balls out all the time, going aggressively, going, oh, there's a Simonic and Sancho might have hit each other, Chris is coming to them and getting past, so Chris just bumped 2 places up with 0 effort. Hopefully there's Sancho, but they must have hit, there was contact. But as I was talking about the tires and maintaining the tires for the stint that it's used for, there is a significant change if you over push the tires for too long.
They start to wear a lot, you mean?
You lose, the wear becomes to a point that you lose time. And it's really easy, for instance in the McLaren you can pretty much throw it in the corners. You can do a little sliding and force it to understeer at exits and other places, but if you do it, you may gain a few laps worth of good lap times, but then you notice the lap times dropping, you lose time eventually. So the aggressive driving, at points it's good, but you can't push it too much. There are times when the tires start to go, the lap times really easily drop.
if you take a look back at the front, though, you will notice that Mr. Simard has had a little bit extra pace. He's now on the bumper of Pete roll, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Pete feels about having somebody so close for the first time in the race.
Yeah, and Takamaki is following Simon, patiently waiting for his chance.
You gotta say that it says leagues about the BOP, seeing these three cars running so close.
They are close. Different cars might be a bit harder to drive fast, but all have the moments. Different tracks might be a bit different, but Hungaroring it has just about nearly anything: fast-paced corners, slow corners. The straight isn't too long, so you don't have to go to lunch on a straight like Paul parking lot.
It is not often, to be quite honest, in ACRL that our race leaders are racing for position. So hopefully we're going to see some aggression.
Usually there are two and they are just running with each other, but these guys are going at it. I don't know how patient Simard will be.
Well, we did see... It was Simard earlier who got a little, perhaps less than patient.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's the type of person.
As a move, it was not the best move in the world. He's thinking, he's showing him to pit roll.
I don't think, though, that it's his character that would be the reason that he did that. Perhaps an error.
No. It's easy to just miss the braking zone by 1 meter, and then you go a bit too deep on it, and the other guy is doing his normal racing line, and then you hit his back tire, side swiping him a bit.
Absolutely. And people have to remember, these cars are moving in excess of 150 miles an hour into some of these braking zones. Missing your braking zone by 1 meter means you have now started braking a fair bit longer than the guy in front of you, which means he's been braking for a lot longer, and he's slowed down considerably compared to you. It's a chain reaction. You see it all the time, especially in like more novice racing. I doubt we're going to see him run into the back.
Accordion effect in braking zones. The first guy brakes as he normally brakes, and then the second guy, and third and fourth and fifth guy, they miss the brake. And then they just come tumbling down on the first guy. That's normal.
It's
you see it in every brake zone that as we look at Philip, he does get a bit closer to pit roll in every brake zone, but Pete gets on the gas earlier also, so it's an accordion effect at all times. It's not a static gap, it's moving a bit.
Personally, out of our three race leaders, I think that Aussie is in the best position. Oh, our pit window just opened, by the way.
There probably won't be anyone pitting in about 15 minutes. Oh, Philip goes in the pits. Simon.
Oh, we're going to see some strategy. Now, you gotta wonder... I
think he's gonna want to get fuel and tires, so he. But the thing is, if he gets to the back of the whole pack, and there are slower guys there, he might lose time with this tactic.
Yeah, and he may end up wearing those tires out, trying to get past some of the slower people. But at the same time, he was in a bad position. He had to both defend and try to make attack. And that's just a quick way to lose all of your ability to keep pace.
You're braking late, going on throttle early, you're pushing the car, you need more grip from front tires, you may be pushing it to understeer on exits, so you can get it to turn a bit if the rotation isn't good in every corner. There's no such setup that is good in every corner.
Without seeing timing, I thought Philip was making a really foolish decision, but so far he's only fallen down 9, 10 positions. Now behind Chris Severt.
He's
still
falling,
he's
he's
still falling. But now he's out of the pits again. That's far less than I expected, to be honest. There was a bigger gap between those first 3 and the rest of the...
I think he just put on some fuel and tires and that's it. But I don't know, was he too early? Because it's not even halfway. It's 10 minutes to halfway. Pit window is open for another 18 minutes, so this is where it gets interesting. Who will go to pits? Who will actually benefit from the pit? Who will get stuck behind somebody?
As a... Ooh, I like this. Somebody's saying that he's going to go full hot lapper on us, trying to get the undercut. Now, I'm wondering... I don't actually know the answer to this. The pit window is the mandatory pit, but you are allowed to pit outside of the pit window without any repercussions, correct?
I think so, yeah. You can do a drive, you can do the penalty super jam, just gotta drive through. So now the penalty start.
That is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at was, theoretically speaking, we could see a 2-stop.
Yeah, but nobody will actually do a 2-stop because the tires will last if you just maintain them. If you go 10 laps full on understeer, oversteer, sliding all over the place, they might go earlier.
How much can you gain from that? Is the gain going to be offset? Do you gain more than the length of time in a pit stop?
No. It's a short pit stop. Pit entry and pit exit is really short here, so it's not a long one. But there's no way you can actually gain that much time overdriving the car for 2 pit stops. No way. I mean, Chris, Simard, Bien, Pete Roll, Takamäki, they are world-class drivers. They don't really... There's no slack in the driving they do.
Yeah, they're certainly not going to be making mistakes enough to give him the opportunity.
You can count the missed apexes in one hand. Probably. Depending on how aggressive they drive and how much traffic they do, but there's not many mistakes going on.
Now, Tartaglia has made quite a few moves, having moved up from just in front of Time. He's jumped Verlin and... Is that Iezi or... Yeah, it must be Iezi, because it wouldn't be a lowercase L there.
Yeah.
And so, we're seeing him get back up to the front of the pack where we know he belongs. Do you think he's going to be able to catch those 3 in the lead, though? Oh, only 2
Depending
now.
on how his raw speed is... If he can do 5 to 10 laps hot lap speed, he might be able to catch her. If he has the speed. He's a good driver. I think he's a pretty new guy. Has he done any seasons before this?
Tartaglia?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I've seen the name, but I feel like it was in a one-off. He may be in the Wemsa season. Weirdly enough, the name is very familiar to me. It was a job I had done recently, but that's completely outside this. I will have to remember to ask him.
It's good to have new blood, because the old guys, they are fast, they are fun, but new blood is always good.
Oh yeah, you need.
So there's something that Simard has disappeared. No, he hasn't. He's 23rd. So he's done a pit stop, and he is 23rd. And Takamäki is in pits now. So he is the second guy of the top 10 to pits. Pisan is 29th, he's done a pit stop. Simonik has done a pit stop, and Stewart has a pit stop also. So Phil Simard is way up after doing his pit stops. See how he's behind BN Major.
We have another drive-through from Mr. Schlager.
It's his second one. So
Must
Pierce
be having a
not.
blast.
Yeah. He might be just cursing in German. Is he German? Yeah, must be.
Now, I wonder if Will Eatwell is a real name.
It's Puma.
Ah. Well, there you go.
But I don't know if there's any custom liveries done, but most of these liveries are a bit boring. But not one.
I do have a Koof livery here.
Yeah?
Which means that I must have at some point done that correctly. I'm sure they'll be happy to know.
Kimmo and I don't know if we're the only ones that have custom liveries. Full custom liveries.
Well, I must have downloaded them at some point because I
don't know if it loads them automatically.
I don't.
But it is.
I think I have to have the files actually. Either way, great livery, good colors. He's currently being chased down by
Pierre. But Pierre is gonna go to the pitch, I think, now. Because if he's gonna drive, he will be able to do the penalty and pit. Because there's an option in the pit menus where you can do the penalty also. Yeah, he's driving in.
We're gonna see Super Yam probably coming in to do his as well.
Yeah, there's no point unless he's got his strategy all worked out. 11 minutes in the pit window still left. Yeah, Super Yam spun pit entry.
Oh no.
Oh, he's gonna be mad. Oh, somebody, please. You didn't get it online, but
I did not. I'm seeing
I need to get the replay saved somehow.
Oh, poor Yam.
Yeah.
There is a replay feature in the broadcasting software, so unfortunately there's no replay feature because the broadcasting software is garbage.
Oh, I think Yam just did his penalty. That's it.
Oof. He must not have wanted to lose any more time. Yeah, every time I tried to click on somebody to change my camera, it would crash and then lock my computer up for several minutes, so I felt this was a better alternative. We're just gonna click around using the left and right arrows today. And we're seeing Pierre still on the back here of somebody new. I'm not really sure who it is, but we're gonna find out. Is it? It is Kalen picking. Now we know Schlager's a little bit faster. He's probably gonna be making a move. Maybe we'll actually catch something fun. Is there a replay option if I hit escape? I am not hitting escape. I've broken everything.
Yeah.
I've broken everything and I got it working. We're not gonna...
It's like the best advice, Alt F4. It usually works.
Kalen made the smart decision, getting real loose wide and questionable. They let him by. Did Yam pay me to miss that one? I wish. I could use it right now. I'd use it to buy some of that Chang beer.
Oh, it's a good beer.
Yeah,
so now, who am I on? Pierre Schlager coming in for his pit stop.
Here we see Chris coming out of the pits, gonna be coming out next to Kalen. Yeah. That's spooky.
So he's coming out of the pits, he's 12th. 13th, what is he? 15th. Yeah. So I am guessing he's gonna be fighting for top 5 in the end. Because the first 8, 9 haven't stopped at all. Pete, Bien, Tartaglia, Timmer, Valeko, Eatwell, Lorenzetti and Toffer and Galhardo haven't stopped for their pit stop yet. The first one to do a pit stop is 10th Philippe Simard. So I think Phil's strategy will pay off. Takamäki has done his pit stop and he's 1.8 seconds behind Philippe Simard. So it's a... Takamäki lost time in the pits.
Philip
A full second.
Team must be doing proper work in there.
He's got 10 seconds on the car in front, so he's full on hot lap.
We have Florian Toffer in the pits, Galhardo in the pits, Lorenzetti, Eatwell.
Yeah, everybody's going to the pits, but Pete, Bien, Tartaglia and Timmer.
Oh, Super Yem in the pits coming out now. He must have come through for a regular pit. I wonder if he knew about that thing you had mentioned.
Yeah. I gotta ask him after this. We need to get him online after this. But I think there's a way, because in the endurance race, at least you can check the box, serve penalty. And it is there. But can you check it when you enter for a normal pit stop? And does it register it? I don't know. I haven't done it. I haven't driven that stupidly yet.
Team must be happy. Currently 4th, but knowing that he has not pit yet, he's going to be quite the sad man as he gets moved to 2nd, passing 2 guys in the pits. Oh no.
He's 4th now, so there are Pedro, BMH and Tartaglia in front of him. BMH and Tartaglia are in pits. But my timings haven't moved them behind him.
Yeah, I think that they came into pits almost a lap ahead of him, if that's even...
I'm seeing Philippe Simard plus 1 lap. So...
Oh, there we go. That's finally moved him about.
Yeah.
He's going to be in 2nd there. I'm sure he's quite happy with this, but... with the length
he's getting some air time.
He'll probably come out around 10th again.
Around that, depending on how he manages the few laps.
He did run a little wide there, doing a little long going, so... Pit window is only about 5.5.
I don't know how his tires, it's 5 minutes pit window left. I don't know how his tires are. Is he going wide or missing apexes? No, he's going really clean. There was a discussion about, he's ended going to pits. Now Pete is in pits already. So now the question is, will Pete Roll actually manage to get in front of Philippe Simard? If you have any way to get into Pete Roll, get on it now.
We're going for it. We'll press it until we're there.
No!
It's just
watching the stream and it's jumping all over.
I got him. I've got him in the... he's in the pits. And we are
He's in the pits a really long time. Yeah, that's it. Got it.
Here he comes.
Let's see. Where is Simard? Simard just made it before him. Yeah. Simard is in the lead.
As well as Takamaki.
I don't know why Pete was in the pits for so long. There must have something must have happened.
Do you think he missed his mark?
No, he was stationary. But you have to turn the engine off when you go to pits, and you have to turn the engine on before you start moving. Using automatic isn't the fastest. the best way apparently is if you turn the engine fully off, so you turn the ignition off when you come in, then turn the ignition on when you stop, and then you can turn your engine on. It saves time, apparently a decent amount of time.
Well, Philip Simard is probably quite happy with the strategy that his team has developed today.
Pete lost a good 2 seconds at least on the pit stop.
Now, Philip is going to be on some considerably older tires at the end of this race compared to Pete, though. How do you think that's going to play out?
I think he's got a problem in the last laps. Last 5 laps. I don't know how the Bentley manages tires. I know Simard is fast. I know he can manage them, but did he manage them in the gap that he was basically hot lapping? Because he had a good clear road. He was doing probably the reason why Pete Roll is third now, because Simard and Takamaki were hot lapping. But how will the tires do? Because when the tires go, it's a bit odd.
Well, unfortunately,
times will go slow, and you will miss apexes, and you will go wide easily.
We cannot afford the AWS system here, so we're going to use a toaster. But I'm seeing Takamaki burning up Philip Simard's tires. But unfortunately, I feel like he's going to burn his own up. And that's going to give Pete Roll the ability to take this one. Pete just has to be smart and not push too hard. Make sure he has a little bit extra in those tires come the last 2 or 3 laps. And I think he's going to be able to come right past both of them as they're going to be battling for the next 25 minutes.
It's a close race, but Pete Roll was 1.8 seconds behind when coming from the pits. Now it's 1.4.
Yeah,
so he has gained 4 tenths. So it's a race. And Takamaki making a move.
You continuously notice that Philip Simard goes wide there. He just cannot seem to keep it tight for that final corner. And I'm sure there's some battles happening in the back somewhere. However, I dare not try to jump away too much.
It's well, normally we jump back, we jump forward, but I have to say this is the most exciting battle going on. It's a 3-way battle for the lead.
Absolutely. Kimmo Lepinen, however, is looking to pressure T. Cliff, it looks like. Not going to be able to jump to that.
I gotta say, what are they? Henry is 18th and Kimmo is 21, so they are doing decently. We are in team points in top 10 with Kimmo, but since I'm not racing, we're gonna be losing those positions also. Hopefully he makes a good effort. Henry can be really fast. He's got a bit of trouble getting comfortable with ACC. The pit window is now closed, so everybody has done the pits. Yes, everybody is green on pit stop. So now the field is pretty much, it's evenly spread out. So 1, 2, 3 are battling over it, and Pete has gained 1 second in the last lap. So Pete is faster than Takamaki and Simard. I don't know how much Simard is having to defend and slow down because of it. Number 4 is Tartaglia, but he's way behind. He's coming to the front straight now, so it's 10 seconds. So now 1, 2, 3 are a battle of their own.
Yeah, Pete has very, very decidedly caught up to the back of Takamaki.
But he's got fresh tires, they're warm, they're just the right temperature, right PSI. These guys have been doing more laps. I don't know how Pete's fuel is compared to the Bentley and Takamaki's Lamborghini. I am, depending on how, if people use a small commercial bag Sylvanas app, apparently it's good. But calculating fuel, there were a few miscalculated fuel runouts in previous races, I think.
Oh, the ACC fuel app.
Yeah.
Made by Mega.
Yeah.
It is.
I tried to download it today, but didn't get it. Don't know why. I will get to use it someday, hopefully.
We managed to keep it nice and tidy through that one.
I'm checking on the rest of the field. As you spoke, Timmy is dead. And Simonic just got a drive-through penalty, so he will have to go through the pit lane at least once. Let's see if anybody else... Nope, nobody else has one. Apparently really clean racing. Nobody's cutting too much. Chris is 8th. Yeah. And he is moving along fast. He won't be... There's no way he can make it to top 4. Top 5 is doable. He's a full second, 3 second. He's 4 to 5 seconds behind P5 Ietzi. So as I said in the beginning, he might be able to get into top 5, and if he continues with good pace, it's a good chance. Rest of the field, there is some action going on. It's Cliff versus Galhardo. It's a close half a second gap. But there's no actual moves to be made yet.
And it looks like Chemo has not managed to catch up to Cliff.
He has 4.8 seconds of a gap, so it's... he has to work for it.
Did you say 4.8?
4.8.
Oh, gee, he was much closer to the back of him earlier. Something must have happened.
It is the McLaren that usually does the funny thing that you easily get into a nice groove, but when you're over pushing it, it's not the best car to the tires. And it will easily spin.
I believe it.
I have to say, Motorhead makes a good rum.
Pete did not waste any time at all. As soon as he took Takamaki, he was right on the back of Phil.
And Takamaki is falling behind, so only... what is it, Ossi?
I think he had similar pace to Philip, but I think that Pete just has far more than both of them. And you can see Pete right now bullying the back of him.
Yeah.
He's in every mirror through every turn.
He's coming up close, he's pushing it, and he wants Simard to make a mistake.
I don't see that happening, but I do see him having enough pace soon to be able to take him. He's just going to be a little more patient going into that last corner, and I think he could drag race him. Although the Bentley does put down considerable power on the straights.
Yeah, the straights, there was an immediate gap. So he has to do it in the middle sector. He has to put the work in there and hopefully make it before the fast turns, just before the slow turns. So he's gonna make the move probably, what is it? Is it turn 11 or 10?
Oh no. We see a drive-through penalty coming to Cliff. That's going to be one.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt him a lot.
He's gonna go down a lot down because the gaps are small in there. I think Takamäki is now picking up. Did he make a mistake somewhere?
Now, as Chris reaches the top of the pack, he's going to come into much stronger competition. Bien, our current leader of the championship, correct?
Yeah,
so
he is leading.
He's going to have a hard time dispatching that. So he's given himself quite the challenge here. I almost want to jump back and see how he's doing.
He's trying to make a move on EHC in front of them. The helicopter view is actually decent. You can see nearly 2 battles going on.
And just as I look,
contact.
gives him a little bump and says, "Thank you very much. I wanted that."
Yeah, that's anyway. A bump to pass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess I shouldn't have looked over there. Oh, and as I say this, though, we're seeing Pete side by side, going to the outside, not able to make the move. Gonna give back the position. I jumped away for just a second, and there was action. It's the curse of the day.
Yeah.
But he's much, much better under braking. But that Bentley just really has power.
I don't know if he can actually make a move because I think Simon will defend well. He won't give room and he won't give way, and the new rule is you have to be 3/4 alongside to actually have claim to the corner. Well, no, but it's the rule. So you just can't do a basic Iberia Vamos from 3/10 back in braking zones. And you can't with the ACC. ACC is good in a way that if you are behind in the start of a braking zone, there's no way you can actually claim the corner. You have to.
He's gonna stick his nose in there. He's gonna get some space.
I was talking about you can't claim the corner. He kind of did.
And they're gonna be running side by side. He's gonna be.
Yeah, but he's got the
outside line.
Take the outside, but he's got the inside. Nope. A small contact there, maybe.
Yeah, that's Philip saying, "I don't care what you're doing next to me. This is my track." But that's exactly where we saw the
drive-through penalty.
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Now, we saw Pete make that exact same move last time, defended nearly identically. But that's going to start ticking away at Philip over there. He's got to be aware of the fact that lap after lap, Pete is going to be challenging him in those locations.
Yeah, and Takamäki is just waiting for the small mistake.
It's funny, what I thought was going to happen the other way, I think Takamaki might be in one of the better positions here. If he can watch Pete and Philip burn out their tires, racing side by side, lap after lap, he's really going to be able to reel them in at the end.
And he's coming close in the last, so I don't know how the straight speed is with the Lamborghini compared to the Bentley. But if they both kind of mess up the exit, he might be able to do a move on them in the next corner.
It's always great to see.
So it's clean, but he's going. Yeah, he gets a better exit.
Oh, and I think I just noticed they're about to hit lap traffic, so this is going to get interesting. Blue flags do have to be respected, but how quickly are these people going to get out of the way, and is that going to cost anybody? Even a tenth of a second could be dangerous at this point. And Philip.
Yeah, they are coming, but there's a small gap. Yeah,
But the difference in pace between our race leaders and the back markers is considerable. So we're going to see them up there in the next couple of... Yeah, I think it was more than a second today for sure. I think we're going to see them on them in the next lap.
This is usually where the fun starts.
So you should grab your popcorn. You probably won't need any salt.
Salt may come after.
And what's even best is that tail has a couple of people fighting for position.
I want to see who they are. They are 284, 999 and 32. Yeah, they are. So it's Kelly, Schläger. They are racing for position, and they are the ones that are getting caught up. And then it's Stewart behind them, so they are all within 2 seconds of each other. And they are pushing it. So let's see how it turns out. The gap is staying just about near the same. This is the fun about ACC. And the actual, I think it's a good thing. When you are driving, pushing, and you have to maintain, there's no way you can maintain the hot lap pace.
Yeah, indefinitely. You can, every now and again, you will notice that somebody gets their absolute fastest lap, even from pre-qualifying in the race. But you're not going to see that in and out. It's really hard to keep that kind of consistency.
No, it's impossible. You have a window where you can do good hot laps, where you can drive the best line, but ultimately most of the race is on a slower pace that you can actually do.
It is a matter of compromise.
I think Pete's kind of sitting back. There's 13 minutes in the race, and Pete's good tires are now gone. But will Simon's tires last the rest of the 12 minutes? Because he did his pits way earlier. It's a good 10 minutes earlier, at least, than Pete. So that's a good... Right now there's no moves coming in. Pete isn't pushing too much. He was pushing for the 3-4 laps. He was really trying. But now comes the problem when you push your tires too much for too long. You have to let them kind of cool down.
It's looking like Pete is not quite as aggressive.
No, he has to. The fun thing in tires is he was pushing hard. Now he has to hold back. There's 11 minutes in the race, and Philip must have been pushing hard also. So whose tire are they gonna hold? Can he actually make a move? Because now he's just holding back. And Takamäki also has been holding back. It was under half a second, now it's over half a second.
We are seeing that lap traffic just a few car lengths down in front of Philip now, though.
So this is where it gets fun. So if they respect Phil, but don't respect Pete. Oh, nearly. A bit driving. He's thinking one more second. Yeah. Easy, nice pass.
And Takamaki also getting on through.
Yeah. But the mid sector, the middle sector is, it's corner. The corners after the chicane are flowing through. There's no you can't pass in them. That's why I hate Hungaroring, because I can drive the middle sector.
I was just about to say, I always thought this track had a good flow to it.
It has a good flow to it, but I never learned to. The middle sector is just not enough laps or not enough skill. You figure it out.
There we go, Pete back on the bumper of Philip. He just saw that 10-minute warning.
And they are going to go in the braking zone because who is it in front of them? It's. Wait a minute. Simon. It's Moerman. Oh, Simon misses the.
Oh, and that's gonna cost him.
Yeah, Pete's going past. Simon missed the braking zone, went too deep, too wide. Oh. So I think his tires are gone.
It may have just been a momentary lapse of concentration as well. Oh, and we see Pete flashing his lights. I'm not sure if that's in glee for victory.
Yeah, he's in traffic, so he wants them to get out of the way because he's in front. He wants to get a clean pass of the traffic.
I thought that was a victory.
So, no. He's preemptively flashing.
I believe
and
it is
he's coming really hard, so.
Yeah, I see Phil making a move back as soon as he can.
Phil wants to get a good exit on the last corner and get on the straight. Let's see how he does it. He's gonna brake late. There's quite a gap.
I just noticed that the helicam has a helicopter noise attached to it.
Yeah, it's in my ears all the time because that's the one I use mostly.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if the Bentley has the muscle.
How much complaint are you expecting about blue flags after this?
Well, not much.
Ooh!
Simon again going wide. He's missing that brake zone a lot.
It looks like he's just not able to bring it enough to a stop there.
Yeah, I think the front tires are a bit.
Could he have gone for a cheeky brake pedal? Or a cheeky brake pad that is worn now?
Yeah, brake pads, the best, so the number one, so there's, what is it, 3 brake pads or 4. 75 minutes, the best one lasts easily.
Okay.
It should last easily the whole race. But, depending on the air vents on the brake pedals, are they getting all, if he did the simulator thing so he closed them too much, is his tires going to go too warm? Because if the air ducts for the brakes are too narrow, they will overheat.
There we go, and he runs wide again, and that's going to be Takamaki taking the position. He's going to be to the inside.
He went for an early pit stop,
yep.
And his tires are now in a point where he can't keep pace.
Even worse, I think he's about to lose another one to Tartaglia. That is
No,
Michael
Tartaglia is
Moorman behind
9
him.
seconds behind.
Sorry, without timing, I got a little nervous for him, but that's Michael Moorman behind him.
Yeah, I think he just... The few laps that he missed the T1 braking zone, he burned his tires, burned the brakes. Now he has to just wait. Hopefully he'll just ride 1 or 2 laps behind Takamaki and maybe... Now he makes the apex.
Yeah, and it almost looked like Takamaki was just parking it there, but it was actually Philip just finally having some pace through the corner.
And Pete is going away.
Yeah, Pete has really, as soon as he got past him, he just stretched his legs and took off.
I want to see who's... Because we've been following this. Time is 10th, Bien is 8th, Chris is 7th. So Chris
managed to get beyond Bien.
Puma is 11th, Pisani is 15th, but he did get the drive-through, so he kind of bumped out for that. Henry is 16th, Henry Berg, go off. So he's doing really good. And Kimmo is 21.
No.
Berlin is 19th, Gallardo 18th, Topfer 17th, Simonik is 14th, ACRL is 13th, Waff 33rd. Waff, what are you doing? Why are you so slow? You usually in top 15.
We'll take a ride around the track with our race leader.
Who's driving the SRO Esports?
That would be Chris Severt, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, he is a resident SRO Esports driver. Unfortunately for him.
Oh, Phil is also.
Ah.
Oh, Henry, you spun. He's gonna be pissed. Let's see, back of the pack. Pierre with the double drive-throughs is 24th. Moerman 25th. Mario is 26th.
You have to wonder, is Phil slacking today because he did not have his team and his engineers to give him the proper pit strategy? So we see a little bit of a rejoin there. That's going to, in front of Pete, unfortunately, slows him down just a little.
Yeah, Kimmo. Simon went for an early pit, but I don't know why.
Well, without his team...
You have to ask him.
Perhaps he was trusting his instincts there, but...
But did he burn his tires in the first stint?
He is completely unable... Oh, that is rip for Philip. He is so upset with himself. That's going to be the end right there. That might cost him his podium, in fact.
I think he went too many a time too wide on the exits, because he was pushing it in most exit parts. Oh, yeah, they're saying Chris is in the amateur, Phil is in more professional. Is it pro-am?
Well, you know, today he just did not have what it takes.
No. Pete is showing his pace and tactics. He did a really good job. I thought he lost time in the pit stops, but I think
there's still a chance that something terrible could happen here.
Yeah, because Pete just went wide, really wide on exit.
Pete could find himself facing a penalty just trying to get around this traffic. And that would be the absolute worst thing that you can imagine. As Takamaki very deftly keeping up throughout all of this.
I think Pete's been chatting in the chat. Yeah. He's typing in the chat also for traffic.
Pete?
Yeah, and Pete just got a drive-through.
No,
oh,
no,
yes.
and that is the end right there.
Takamaki. If Takamaki can keep it cool, not do any mistakes.
Literally all Takamaki has to do is not get a drive-through penalty.
We gotta get Pete and Simba.
Oh
at least
my
Pete
goodness.
on air.
Let's jump on board with Takamaki and see if he can manage to keep it in the white lines. That's all he's gonna do for 50 seconds.
Pete's going in. Simon didn't go in. So if you don't do unbelievable play,
is he about to black flag?
Pete Roll is pissed.
Oh, of course. But is Philip Simard about to get the black flag?
It's gonna be a significant time loss if they add it. So Pete's coming out of pits now. He's in third still.
We're gonna watch very carefully these all 4 tires and how tight Takamaki's butthole must be right now. You have never seen a man who more desperately wanted to keep his wheels inside the racetrack. At this point,
he's on the last lap. If he now manages to fuck it up,
he does not even need to defend.
Penalty.
If somehow Philip could catch him, he could let him by, and it would not affect him at all. He just has to make it around. The race victory is so close. As he comes up to more traffic. Let's jump on board.
He doesn't even have to drive faster on it, just wait. Don't do anything stupid. But now the thing is, because Pete is in 7th place, Forsberg got a drive-through, Ietzi and Tartaglia, so the top 10 just got mixed up in a big way. Yeah, so Takamaki, he won it. And he's gonna keep his first place. Pete could just got a 30-second penalty for it, so he's gonna drop back.
Whew.
Oh man. Forsberg got a 30-second penalty, so it's Takamaki, Tartaglia, Ietzi. Chris is 4th. Pete Roll is 5th. BN Majors 6th. Valechko 7th. Simard is 8th. And Jimmy is 9th. Will Eatwell is 10th. That's our top 10. Forsberg dropped to 12th because of his penalty.
Oof, that is painful. He was...
Oh. I'm gonna say in the chat, can you grab somebody if they want to come on? Because I don't know if Pete is really in a talking mood, but god damn.
Oh wow, that is a tough one right there. Let's see if anybody for an interview. It looks like we have somebody quitting the championship in Discard as well. Said thanks for the fun races. I'm done with this championship. That would be a let's see, were they in this race?
Yeah, things heat up.
Yep, that would be a one of our retirees today.
Yeah, going for the long haul isn't easily.
I was hoping Pete wanted to have a chat with us, but it seems he is quite disappointed with the blue flags. It's gonna be
What's Takamaki's?
I'm not quite sure, and it looks like there's nobody in voice chat. We had a very rough ending there for a few people.
Grabowski, you split, so split one just went dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, exciting race, beautiful close racing. Not a lot of action, but that was partly due to the fact that it's Hungaroring and also that I had no live timing. So I think we did the best we could today.
Well, hopefully it was even some kind of a entertainment.
Yeah, I felt like most of the drivers did the best they could.
It is an easy way to. It's a soft track. It's not easy to pass. There's not a long straight to get by the other one's side, and you really can dive in just about any corner.
Yeah, really.
And these are big, really big cars, so you can't just do a Hail Mary vamos and dive in. You do a dive bomb and you easily get some penalties.
That is it's an unfortunate byproduct of the track, but
yeah,
some tracks are better for racing, some tracks are better for driving. You know, so personally I really like the way the Hungaroring drives, but it's not the greatest to race on.
It is a good drive. It's fun, but it's hard to get. You can do hot laps, you can do small stints, but the race, as we saw, changes because people do small mistakes during the race, getting penalties.
Yeah, penalties, but also strategy had a lot to do with it today. So not all races are won on the racetrack. Some of them are won by the engineers and the teams. Either way, I think that's about all I wanna chat today. So thank you for joining us. Hopefully by the next time we do ACC, I should sort this out a little better. Join
2 weeks is next race is
Bathurst, isn't it?
Oh, it's the endurance race.
Yeah, and our next race is going to be Wemsa, so feel free to join us then. Those go a little smoother.
I'll be there, but the endurance race, 4 hours. Oh, that's a hot one. I'll be drunk before the end.
Sounds like a plan. It's good having you. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
And we're out.